Jesus. That's wonderful. So most time, children, sometimes you can look at yourself in the mirror and say something good to yourself. Is really encouraged. Okay, good. So before we go, I just want to introduce myself to our audience out there. So just give me 1 minute. So in case you're like, what's she doing? I'm introducing myself. Okay, good. Hi, family out there. Good evening and good to see you again. So I welcome you to GCMI Online Children Bible Club. So tonight we're having our teenager session. I'll be learning the topic obedience. So it's an actual learning, so it's going to be more of discussion. So I hope you enjoy this session with us. And yeah, so we also using this opportunity to invite you, to connect your children, to our Bible club. So to do that, you can always contact me on my WhatsApp number, which is +447563803544. Or you can send us an email on info@gccmi.co.uk. Or you can as well view our website. So from our website, you have this information, the email, and there's a form on our website as well if you want to use that. But I prefer you just for you to be for us to contact you, as soon as possible. You can use our email or just my contact. Okay. So on our website is www.gccmi.co.uk. We hope this session bless you. Thank you so much for joining us today. God bless you. Good. Yes, back to us. Thank you, children, for your patience. Oh, the topic today is obedience. Okay, so who is there? Who has opened a Bible reference so that we can call you to read for us? If you know you've opened Ephesians chapter 6 from verse 1 to 2, we're going to Jesus. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to call upon me this time. Okay, just read slowly. Unmute yourself, we can't hear you.
In the Lord, this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise.
Thank you. Wonderful. So that Bible reference says, children, obey your parents in the Lord. Example of your parents in the Lord are your biological parents. Another parents in the Lord are your spiritual parents, like your pastors, people who are in the position of parents in your life. So the Bible is saying that we need to obey our parents, okay, in the Lord. And there are some conditions attached to that obedience. So today, children, I want to let you know that I'm going to go on the introduction, but before we go into introduction, I want to let you know that obedience, okay, is one of the important virtues we should have as Christians. And don't forget, obedience is not something that, I need to do, I need to obey my parents, it's a good thing to do. No, it is mandatory, it is compulsory. Why? Because of the promises attached to it. In fact, when God was giving in the book of Exodus, chapter 20, okay, we can create time to read about the 10 Commandments. It's there again with those promises. And what are the promises if we obey? Follow God's instruction. If we obey our parents, two promises is attached to this. One of it, I need to pay attention. I don't want to distract from any angle, please. Let's pay attention. Okay, good. One of the promises is we will live long on earth. So we live long. So if you want to live long, okay, children, it's really important, okay, you obey your parents in the Lord. And the second promise is that it will be well with you, that is, you'll be successful. If you want to see a child that will be successful in future, you can know from this angle if the child is obedient, if it's not obedient. So if a child is not obedient, you automatically know that it might be very difficult for this child to be successful in life. Why? Because your parents are like your God on earth. These are the people God has created, to instruct you, to nurture you, okay, in the way of the Lord. So when your parent is saying, do this, okay, and you are not doing what your parent has instructed you to do, then you know that kind of child may not prosper. For instance, mommy and daddy, they are telling you, pay attention to your book when you're in school, make sure you read, don't join gangs, don't join groups, okay? And you decided, you disobeyed them. Then you start following the rascal, the gang, the cultists. Do you know what happened at the end of the day for this kind of this? Not, I know some people they get saved, they receive mercy of God, but some get saved after having scars because life would really deal with it. When your parents say, pay attention, you're going to school, Chris, you're going to school, Abraham, make sure when you get to school, for you uni, don't hang around with bad companies. Make sure you focus, you read your book, don't forget what we've taught you, don't forget everything you are learning from your GCI Bible club. And this person decided to get to school, start joining club, gangs, and so on. In the course of this, some people die. For example, we know about the cultists. If there's any there's fight between two cultists, in the process, the person can die. The person's life, because if you are not listening to your parents' instruction, then it means that if you are not doing well in school, you are following girls, or you are just doing it anyhow, then it means that you won't be successful in your course while you are in school, because you won't have time to read your book. Just imagine when you go to school and I'm just using that as a case study. When you go to school and you read, you pay attention, you finish with distinction. As you are finishing, you are getting a scholarship to go for your second degree. As you are finishing, you are getting a good job with multinationals. That's why you'll be successful. Apart from your life will be different from that other child that didn't obey his or her parent, that didn't do what is right in school, that dropped out of school, that started taking drugs. So those kind of child is walking towards jail, walking towards destitute, walking towards the direction of death, because anything can happen in the process. I pray God help us. So children is really important. We obey our parents. When we obey our parents, also we are honoring them. It's another way of we saying that we honor them. Mommy, daddy, I love you. I honor you. And this is what God is telling us today. It is a message. I don't know if there's any of us that we've not been honoring our parents. It's not going to be an happy end. So that's why we need to learn something today. You need to be obedient to your parents. Why? So that you can benefit from these two promises, so that it will be well with you, and so that at the end of everything, you'll be prosperous, and then apart from that, you will not die early. Growing up, while we were in school, yeah, in college, we have some of us, when we enter into the uni, we were so serious with our study. We were reading. I remember then when I was in secondary school, I'm very good with mathematics. We're so focused. We want to be the best. And I tell you, when I finished my college, I finished with all distinctions. So I was able to get scholarship in my first degree scholarship, and then a scholarship to England again for my second degree. Just imagine if probably while I was in school, I tried to join the prostitute. Maybe by now, probably my head will have died or something. Probably I will have been, my life, I will have become destitute. Probably I will be in one remote area, suffering there. I know some people, to be honest, some people see the mercy of God. God, but how many people survive it? How many people actually survive it? Some people perish. And some, they receive grace, mercy of God. But yet with scars, because that's why you say some people, when they've gone into prostitution, they've done so many things, they've aborted so many times, it has affected their womb, and that will be pain. If they want to have children, they can't have what they're supposed to have because of the implications of their past. But in the situation whereby they've obeyed their parents, will they fall into that category? Will they have to have those challenges? No, they won't have those life scars. A lot of adults today, most adults, 75% of adults, are going about with scars of life. And I tell you, if we can tell ourselves the truth as adults, I'm not talking about yourself. You guys are just growing up. You have more opportunity than us, because growing up, there's no, such thing like this. There's no platform like this. We just grow up, through the help of God. We go attend, fellowship. So with that, we're able to, okay, we don't have something really nice like this in the comfort of our home where we're listening. So I know that would be some, adult excuse that, well, we don't have platform like this, nobody to guide us when we're growing up, and so on. But nevertheless, ignorance is not an excuse, because you do get life will teach you lessons. So, and that's the advantage you guys are having over us today, because we're having this opportunity to learn all this, to acquire this knowledge that will help you, that will nurture you to become, what God has created you to be. So that you become adults without scars. Some adults are in psychiatric hospital, some they are working, but they are working dead, some they have scars, some they are bitter, some they are, a lot of things are going on in their head mentally because their life has been messed. Some have been, in prison several times. So we are not mocking them, okay, children. It's just like that is, unfortunately, that is life, because we always be responsible for our actions. Whether we are ignorant, whether we are not ignorant, we will always be responsible for our actions. I want to say congratulations to you, children, today, because this word is coming to you timely. And I want to believe that this word, if you put it into practice, I tell you, you're going to become a wonderful, powerful, great, adult. Okay, Chris, I can see that. Just give me 1 minute, okay? I'm going to call you. So, children, don't worry. We are having a discussion session, okay? Just give me 1 minute, Chris, to round up what I'm saying. So, children, today we are encouraging you to be obedient. I don't know. Maybe some of you've been obedient to your parents. Some of you maybe in some areas. I know you may have some questions like, okay, what about if my parents are telling me to do the wrong thing? There'll be some situation like that where some children, they have friends like you, and they start going to church with their friends, and they know what, and their parents are not actually, they are not saved, and their parents are asking them to do something that is wrong. There'll be some situation like that. It might not be applied to us, because most of us have good parents who go to church, who know about God, who want us to be do good. But there are some parents who go to church as well. Probably they might be ignorant in one way or the other, maybe telling you to do what is wrong. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to explain how you can deal with that. But we cannot disrespect our parents, regardless. All we can do in that situation, if I find myself in that situation, is with love, not with arrogance, like, Mom, that's wrong, that's not Christian life, that's sin. You can't tell me to be lying. Maybe if someone is coming to visit Mom, and Mom is saying that, tell that person that I'm not at home. That's lying, of course. And you just tell, Mom, I can't do that. Mom, you are a liar. So with that, you can't actually there's nothing you can say. Your parents will be really upset with you, but there's no way you can go about it. Mom, that's lying. Mom, in a way, in a respectful way. And if you know that this is common with your parent, then if your parents have spiritual father, someone they respect, you can mention that, to that person, to discuss it with mom. You can even tell me, Auntie Joy, Mommy asked me to be doing, I don't like it, so I will know a way. I won't present it in a way that you reported her, just to help your parent as well. So I pray may God help us. Chris, unmute yourself, darling, and let me know what do you want to say. Is it a question or contribution? So you can mute now. So you can, yeah, go ahead. I'm giving you 2 minutes, Chris. 2 minutes. Okay, go ahead.
So you're saying that like you should listen and respect your parents regardless, if they're like kind of like telling us to do the bad deeds, like to do bad deeds, or like kind of do like good deeds, right? And we should listen to our parents if they're asking us to do good, sorry, to do good deeds, because like so we can actually get closer to God, not get closer to like hell or seal. Right? But if they're like asking us to lie or do bad deeds, we should still respect them. But should we still follow their directions?
Thank you, Chris, for that. I know that question is coming anyway, and that's why I quickly mentioned a little bit of the question. In a situation like that, that's a very, very critical situation. I want to believe our parents here, all of us, most of us, our parents go to church, we might not necessarily find ourselves in that situation. But in case, probably, we can, like I said, we can let our parent know in a respectful manner, okay, that mom, this is lying. Mom, when there's a way you talk to your parents and they actually learn from you, they feel like, that initially they might not agree, parent with the ego, like, oh, I'm talking to you and so, but when they think about it, they might just, okay, that's fine, just tell her that I'm home, you know. But it depends on how we presented it, to them, not in a rude way, not in us castigating them that mommy, you're a liar, you're a liar. In that situation, mommy will just feel like, what do you mean? Okay. So yeah, in that situation, if your parent something is wrong and you know this is wrong, and your parent is asking you to do this, what is wrong? I will not do that. I will not do what is wrong. But I will let my parent know that why I'm not doing that which is wrong. But I'll first of all present it to my parents to let them know that mom, in a very lovely way, in a way that they will understand. Because sometimes parents, sometimes they don't even, probably they're in a situation that they just feel, okay, let's just do it. That it's just one off. You get what I mean? So you can let mommy and daddy know that I'm sorry, mom, I don't want to, I don't want to lie. And if probably he's upset with you or so, that's why I said if mommy have if you have your grandpa or your grandma or someone close to mom that really love them, because it's you safeguarding your parent as well. If you know something is wrong, you don't want mommy and daddy to go to hell. So definitely you need to do something, because God forbid if mommy is telling you to lie, or maybe daddy and mommy have been they've been lying, and God forbid if the trumpet sound, it means they're going to hell. You will not see them for life. They will perish. Their soul will perish for life. You don't want that. So that's why it's also important that we are praying, okay, for our parents. And this is one of the things we do at GCMI, where we pray for our parents that God should help them to be able to teach us in the way of the Lord. Don't forget our parents also, they are humans. So no Satan, sometimes Satan tempts us. Satan tempts our parents as well. And that's really important that we are praying for them. If not, if we are not praying for our parents, then they will mislead us. And at the end of the day, we are going to face the consequence. God will not, if you are lying and the trumpet sound, then you go to hell. That's just it. It will, the God will not say, your mother said, you lied, you carry out that. Just like mommy asked you to kill, and then you kill that person. In fact, in the court of law, you are the one who carry out that action. You are the one that is going to jail. Mommy can go maybe as an accomplice, but then our own sentence will be shorter than you, because mommy can just say, I didn't tell you. That's not what I mean. Okay, Chris wants to say something. Do you see a question? I can see your hand up, or do you want to unmute? Yeah, contribute.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Question. Oh my God, I have to run away now. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm just joking.
okay, so if your parents actually say that, for example, go murder this person or go steal, right?
Oh.
Like, okay, so yeah, I get that you have to still respect them, but so you also like
You can't steal.
like
You won't steal. You won't still steal. Yeah, you will upset them in a way. Do you get? You will not.
yeah,
You will tell mom, I'm really sorry. I don't want to steal. This is not no. This is not right, mom. I'm sorry.
yeah. Also, like, so do you also report them to the police, or so you like not say anything because like I mean like also if you report them to the police, that means you also love them, so you trying to change their ways so they don't actually go to hell in the future.
Okay, you mean if you report to the police, then you are safeguarding them? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like are you still loving them? Are you still respecting them?
Oh well, you shouldn't report them to the police. It's something you can just tell your mom you don't want to do that. But if, for example, God forbid, if mom is saying you should kill someone, this is not right. To kill someone, you let her know, mom, I can't do this, and you can find someone in your mommy's life who can talk to her. Okay, I'm not going to carry,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not going to carry out this assignment. Someone who, and why you pray for her as well. So you don't have to, go to the police or something. But in a situation whereby, God forbid, probably your mommy asks you to do something, okay, you say you're not doing it, and your mommy carry out that assignment, and police involved, they're investigating, you just have to tell the police your truth. Because they find out, you'll be an accomplice, because you get what I mean. So that's a criminal. That's another situation entirely. But if it's just none of our parents will say we should kill anyway. But if your mom is saying go and steal, go and take something, just say mom I can't. At worst, your mom can be upset or probably deprive you of some privilege. You get what I mean? You can't do that because that is black and white. It's just straightforward. It's not right. Because if you go to steal, for example, you go to stores, some people go to store here, they steal, then sometimes they get charged. So whoever sent you to steal will not be caught. You will be the one to be caught. You will be the one that they will charge. You go to prison. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be in that situation. So you just let mommy know, I'm sorry, mom. I won't do this, and you continue to. And I tell you, children, if you are able to correct your parents, in a very lovely way, you are imparting their lives, especially if they are not Christians. They will really they might be upset, but down there they're happy. They're like, wow. It's just like growing up, I have these friends, they love, they are very wayward in terms of, they don't, when we come to school, girls, when we're in boarding school, do you get what I mean? So in the evening, in the night, they just jump the fence, and go. And just, I don't know where they're going to party. And then in the morning, they jump the fence and come in again. So they want to influence me. They were telling me I should join them. Oh my God, you have fun. And I told them that no. That's why it's good as a Christian, your yes should be yes, your no should be your no. And they asked me, they told me that, oh, wow. And they don't like me because they feel like, oh my God, she's not like us, she's not shoshu, she's like she's what's it called? She's not exposed. They just, kind of stigmatize me. But my no was a no. But guess what? Down in their hearts, they trusted me so much. So something happened one day, and in the someone lied, in the room. I think something was there were some issues. Someone destroyed some of the cables, and they lied, and they tried to gang up. Some other girls gang up that I'm the one. I did it. These girls, they fought for me. They said no, she's not like that. No, 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 she's a good girl. Just imagine if I compromise, if I follow them, And guess what? I start doing well in class. Best in my mathematics, best in my physics, best in my chemistry. Guess what? When the exam is near, these bad girls, they come to me. Please come and teach us. Then I was able to influence them, to let them know that you need, do you get what I mean? And before you know, some of them change. And today, some of them are in the United Kingdom with me, some in the US. Doing well. Some medical doctors. Doing well even more than me. You get what I mean? I was able to influence them. But let's have joined the back. Do you get what I mean? So sometimes when we say no, when we to something that is not right, initially people will not like you. Another thing is when I was still actively working, in office. Sometimes in the morning people want to gossip about every, gist, I don't do that. I don't get myself involved. Initially people were like, oh, she's different. No, I only greet you. Hello, I discuss about me, how was your weekend? I talk. But when you're talking about someone, I just excuse myself. I didn't know that I was actually paving a way for myself. So I tell you, when there was a time to make decision, when to promote people, I was considered first over them all. Because no, she's very intelligent, she concentrates, she doesn't bite back, she's very attentive, she's focused. And I was selected over. Just imagine if I've been with them talking where I'm supposed to be working. Where I'm supposed to be doing what I've been paid for. Because to me, when I'm not using my time, it's a sin to me. Because I'm a child of God. I can't be wasting my company resources by gisting, talking. No, I need to do what I'm being paid for. So this is my mindset. So initially, you won't be loved. Mommy or daddy will be like, oh my God, why is... But with time, people will fall in love with you. They will know you for your stand. Sorry, your time wasn't fast. We're sorry about that. So, Chris, do you have further question or should we crack on? So, who have question? Opeyemi, any question? Joseph, any question? Any addition, Chris? I know those questions. I know you have some answers to the question. You just want to try me. You want to test my intelligence. Is that correct, Chris?
Yeah, I really want to ask questions so I can actually understand understand it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I know. I know it's really tough. When you are in that situation, it's hard to be honest. It's easier said than done. You get what I mean? When your parents they don't have the same faith. They don't, like if that mommy,
Yeah.
if they are Christian, like you, and they ask you to do something maybe mistakenly, and you quickly correct them, they will adjust because they know that it's true. But just imagine if
Well,
maybe your parents are drug addicts, something like that. God forbid, it's going to be hard, when you are Christian in that circle. It's really going to, very difficult. But through the grace of God, God will help you. Okay. So let's quickly go
also,
into. Okay, Chris, go ahead.
okay. So also, so um, like, so we actually like report our parents like because we love them and like actually like because like so we can actually like correct their ways
Yeah,
so they don't end up
yeah.
because that's even worse
In the
worse
worst
deal.
situation, yeah. It's just like your friend, okay. So for instance, if your friend, someone is attacking you, someone as your friend probably it just probably after school or something, eat you up or something, you need to report that person. Why? It's not like you don't love them, because that action needs to be corrected, because if that person keep doing that, it can end up go and assault someone else who have knife, and the person will stab the person to death. So if you report the person, you die your friend, maybe the first time, that person carry out the action. So it will be, when you report, it's going to be apprehended, like they will correct or punish him for that, and that will be like a caution for him, for that person, if that person is really not, that some people, they are determined to be destroyed. If that person is that person will change. But there are some people, they just want to, they want to be destroyed. So sometimes there are some people you cannot really help. You get what I mean? But there's some that when you correct, when they punish them, you see that they will change. Some will even come to you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. But some might not want to talk to you again. Don't worry about that. You've actually helped, because, yeah, if not, it's like, for example, this one is beyond you, but I'll just use as an example for parents listening. For example, probably there's a parent in an abusive relationship. Maybe that man or the husband or the wife has been eating each other. That's not right. You need to report that person. Why? If you report that person, there'll be timely intervention, because the third party will get involved. They can correct that person on time. But if the person hits you and you say sorry and you accept that, okay, one day the person can kill you, and that's the end. When you die, you're gone. But if you reported that person, then you can be separated for a period of time. The person can be on a corrective, maybe, in the UK they can, the person can go for therapists, just to correct, that behavioral issue. So that is you safeguarding that person on time. But if you are the type of person, you just keep forgiving, you are indulging that person, one day the person can, because anger, the person can control his emotion, they can bring out knife and stab you to death. So what are you going to do in that situation? So that person,
Oh,
the other partner will be, yeah, will be, will blend, because this has been happening over time, but you kept quiet. Okay, Chris. So now after
yeah.
this, Chris, we are going to continue. I will give you time. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, last question. Last question.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know. But basically, going to like kind of the last kind of serious side with parents, like also I think that what's most relevant in like teens kind of like life is actually in school. Like, let's say that you have a bully, right? They beat you up like physically or I guess verbally, right?
Okay.
But you have to forgive them because that's what God would do. But that doesn't mean that you should let them keep hurting you
That
because that means that they're going to keep sinning, which means that you have to keep forgiving them, which means that well everyone will be harmed essentially.
good.
So
Okay.
by actually reporting them and I guess like stopping the loop, like and stopping them from sinning more,
Okay.
you're actually saving them and actually giving them salvation, giving them at least a chance to not lose hope.
Exactly. Exactly. That's just the summary. You've summarized that. So it's really important you report that action. Someone has been bullying you, don't overlook that. You need to report it. Mommy and daddy needs to be aware. so that they can take the corrective action very quick. I've seen children, it's not like I've seen children, like a family friend who was stabbed to death in Manchester because of some gang of friends, they just start bullying him, but he was quiet about it. And today he's gone. Those people who stab him to death are in prison anyway. But at the end of the day, if you've gone, you've gone. Those people in prison can be forgiven. So that's why it's important you report as soon as possible. And that's you helping that person not to perish. Just imagine if he has reported those guys, they would have been cautioned, they won't be in prison today. He will still be alive. Can you see? So when you do the right thing, there is a win-win situation. When you report them, they might not like it, but in future they will know that this guy has saved guide them. Because if they continue to be doing that, then but if you don't report, then it's you don't love them. You don't want them to change because they were going to bully other people as well. So that is you encourage them to be bullying everybody. So it's really important. Okay, let's go to our study for today. Sorry about that. So again, we are learning obedience, and yeah, everything we've discussed today, I want to believe is relevant, and even if this is what we've discussed today is something okay we can take home. All right, from our booklet now. If you have it, so be reading it. I'm using my digital copy today, so I'll be reading from my phone. Okay, so introductory part says, to who is Peter speaking when he said children? Okay, children. The Greek word can be referred to children of various ages. So I know when we say children obey your parents, some people feel like, I'm not a baby, I'm not children. No, everyone still under their parents' control. Like if you're still living with your parents, you need to obey them. You are still considered as children. So I'm just going to address that now. So Paul speaking to children old enough to understand the command. That is why he addressed them directly. They could be ranged from the very young to perhaps even young adults still living at home. So that's when you are under your parents, again, you need to, submit to the authority. As long as a child is single and dependent on his or her parents for financial support, he is obliged to obey them unless they command him to do something that will require disobeying God. Okay, that is where Chris' question came in. When your parent asks you to disobey God because God is greater than your parents, then in that situation you need wisdom of God to to be able to address that situation. You won't do it in that situation. But anything else that is not against the will of God, like make sure today maybe they give you house chore, always do this, make sure you do it. Because everything, okay, children, every instruction you follow today will make you a better adult. So today in our community is messed up with horrible bad adults because these are adults that disobey their parents growing up. They don't follow instructions. So they've lived their life like that. So it's like a pattern. So they can never obey the system. They can never obey. They will decide when they do something. I met a lady long time ago who was telling me that she enjoyed doing the wrong thing. She knows the right thing, but those are the people whose their life has been, I don't know how the grammar to use. Their life has been, I don't want to say polluted. Their life has been, has been damaged over the years. So children is really important. When we say you should obey, when you obey your parents, you are actually helping yourself. Because you will live, because whatever skills that you learn from your parents, you're going to apply it everywhere you find yourself. If your parent has to know to take things that doesn't belong to you and you listen to your parents, it means that when you grow up, that lifestyle will be part and parcel of you. If your parents ask you, to always pay attention to details, that is them training you. That it means that when you find yourself in a professional environment, then you'll be able to apply that skills. But if you are the type that do things shabbishly, you don't do things thoroughly, you don't listen to your parents' instruction, when mommy asks you to cook, you don't know how to cook, then when you grow up, when you marry, of course your marriage will not be because you can't cook. You will cook for your children because you've not learned that from home. When mommy and daddy was training you, you are not listening. And this is more applied to the ladies, even to us as well. Everybody, you should be able to cook, to be able to cook your food. Okay, I remember when my junior brother, was going to the uni. Mommy has to write manual guide on how to cook egg, how to cook noodles, because over the time living with their both parents, he never entered the kitchen. You ask him to enter, he's always on game. So guess what? So when he was in uni, he couldn't even save his pocket money because he spent everything on buying food and buying unhealthy food. Because you can't trust food out there. You can trust the one you cook. So children, it's really important. When we obey our parents, we will live long. Just imagine you keep buying food, then you one day you eat food poison, and the person go to do you get this is implication. Everything boiled down to disobedience when you were young. What were you doing when everybody is learning to cook? You were not learning. Now you start living, your life, start eating everywhere, and then you eat food poison, and probably it can't be reversed, and the person is gone. So most of the things we face, children, most of our life challenges, if you look at it critically, most of the we cause it with our hand, especially adults. I'm sorry, I'm not, I'm just trying to let us know that we have that more advantage over most of us adults because you guys are hearing the right thing at the right time. Now it's going to help you to be better than every one of us adults. Oh, if you're a Christian, become a better Christian. Yeah, we have adults that are Christian, but most adult life have been, I don't know how to do, um have been distorted. The life they're just managing because of past, because of scars of life, due to disobedience, due to unfortunate situations, due to whatever. And like I said, ignorance. It's not an excuse because I don't know. It happens to you. Yeah, it's not an excuse, unfortunately. Okay, let's continue, children. So God wants all children to honor their parents. He has included this in the Ten Commandments that he gave to Moses, a list of things that God wants and hates. We read this commandment, which is the fifth in Exodus 20:12. That's another place in the Bible where God instructed us to obey our parents, and with this same reward attached to it. So let's go to our lesson lab. To honor your father and your mother is a commandment. It's not something where I need to do, it's good to do. No, it's a must from God. When you do this, you are referencing God's mandate for your life. Our mother and father in the Lord are important figures, and we need to treat them as such with love and with respect. You can't say you love God when you don't honor your parents. No, that's error. You don't love God. If you love God, regardless your parents, you will honor them. So 3, obeying our father and mother is the only commandment with a promise. And when we obey this specific instruction from God, we shall live long and it shall be well with us in life. There is life and prosperity in obedience. I know we want to be great, we want to be good, but it needs to start from now. We must start obeying our parents. It's really going to help us. So now everybody is going to talk now. This time it's time for everybody to talk. So I will start with Olawale, the number 1 question. So Abraham, I need your mind to be here. So we need to discuss now. What does it mean to obey your parents in the Lord? When you hear that word, obey your parents, what does it mean to you? So Olawale, we talk. Okoyemi, we talk. Then we go to the next question, which I'll be asking. Okay.
What obeying means is doing what my parents need me to do immediately, or just doing what they ask me to do. For example, go and do this, I will do that immediately and effectively. And also, elders and any sort of elder.
People in authority like your tutors, in school, yeah. So when you do when you follow the instruction, that is you obeying, your parents. Anyone in authority, there are people God has positioned as a parent figure in your life. Except they are telling you to disobey God, that's when there will be a kind of that resistance. But it's going to be weird, like I said, weird for a reasonable adult, to want you to accept if the person doesn't share the same faith with you. There might be some issues like that. But our Christian parents, no, because they want us to be, to know God better, to be great children of God, so they won't want to put us in that situation. But if there's anyone, like I said here, when mommy and daddy has been telling you to do something that is trying to the, to